Okay. I read that and I read that and I think about the old covenants when it talks about justice. It says an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. It says repay back what was taken. You know, one eye for one eye, one tooth for one tooth. It doesn't say take both eyes for one eye, or two teeth for one tooth. And yet here it's saying pay her back double for what she's done. And then think about Hebrews chapter 10, where it says, I'm so sorry for not writing this down. Where is it? Good job. Okay, here we go. It says, starting in verse 26, Hebrews chapter 10, it says, for if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful expectation of judgment and fiery indignation which will devour the adversaries. Anyone who has rejected Moses' law dies without mercy on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much worse punishment do you suppose will he be thought worthy who has trampled on the Son of God underfoot, counted the blood of the covenant by which he was sanctified a common thing, and insulted the Spirit of grace? Babylon is a city that has totally stood up against Christ and everything he stood for. So much so that that Babylon is guilty of the blood of...
Sister Stephanie. Look at me. Nobody was cutting me short. The thing is, you feel that you're being cut short. But other people has things to say too, but I've got to draw a line after a while. Because I've been in the ministry for years and taught for years. Everybody has something to say, but if I don't draw a line after that, listen, if I give you the floor, you can talk here all the way. Because you've got so much in you. Thank God for that. Nobody's quenching the spirit or grieving the spirit. So what we have to do, Brother Michael's supposed to be teaching here a little bit, and we all have something to say, but we all can't just go on and on and on. So listen, why did Brother Humphrey pray so hard when he first went here? He was in here when I prayed. I came against that spirit, because I knew it was going to happen tonight. Okay? Brother Tim used to be one of my evangelists here, but he had years ago. Brother Cook, Pastor Cook. We had a dream here just a week ago. He said, Brother Humphrey, he said, I see the spirit coming into your services, trying to kill the living water that's coming in. He said, spirit is going to come and try to destroy it. How many of you know that the devil don't want this to go on? And if he wants to hit somebody, he's going to hit somebody like you first. He's going to hit, he don't hit the one to care less. So, did you upset your brother? No. I'm glad because the devil showed his face.
She has so much knowledge.
Yes.
And she's already overloaded before, sometimes at home with everything.
Look at her. Look at her.
I'm sorry, I'm just so offensive. I'm sorry.
Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying here. This is going to sound like a rebuke to you. And it is, but it's correction from love. I break down.
I don't mean to defend myself, but look, I don't see where I was talking that long, and it always seems like that, like I'm always cut off. And I hardly, compared to everybody else, I mean, I don't know if there was a time limit, if anybody was like taking time for, but I wasn't even talking that long. And I only talked 2 times this entire time.
But you don't understand that when you do get going, you do get going.
I know, okay, well, I won't talk anymore. I'll put duct tape on my mouth.
But Sister Stephanie, we come against that spirit of confusion. Now, look at me one more time. Now, the reason you're crying is because your feelings have been hurt. The reason your feelings have been hurt is because you do not want to take any kind of correction or anything like that. So that's a spirit of pride, Sister Stephanie. Now, I love you, but I have to tell you Brother Humphrey,
It just seemed kind of rude, Brother Humphrey, I'm sorry. It just seemed kind of rude, and maybe I'm full of pride, maybe I'm full of whatever, you know, you guys can all throw stones at me, but it just seemed kind of rude, and I'm sorry, I'm a human, and it's just kind of upsetting. And I could just like ignore it and stuff like that, but I just feel like crying, and I'm sorry, okay? And I'll quit talking so much in here, and I'll be quiet, and I'll take your rebuke.
that's rebellion. But listen to me, listen to me. If you had to be in my shoes, if you get all the, I'm gonna say this way, the hell come against me and the criticism I get and so forth like that, you know what? I'm never sticking them back again. But you know what? I know I got to. You know why? Because I know I got a job. You can't quit because you got a job. But this is why Corinthians talks about, even when people speak of spirit, he said it's got to be done by force, 2 or 3 at the very most. You can't. Listen, he's here to teach. And I told Brother Michael Stratton, anytime anybody wants to say something, do not get anxious or anything. Don't try to rush it, because that's what Bible study is. But we've all got to realize, as the man is trying to teach, we all can't just keep going on unless the Holy Ghost is on a certain day that we can't keep it. But even Corinthians says the Spirit is under subjection to the body. So it's not like, you know, God's going to hit us and thus says the Lord. There's a time to speak. Because everybody can just go on and on and on and on. But I have to bring control. Do you understand, as a military man, I cannot let the soldiers start to do whatever. That's why the Laodicean church was laity ruled. And that's why so many preachers are giving up nowadays, because what? Because if they say anything at all, it's coming on too strong, too mean, don't have no love, this, that, and I won't come back. And that's nothing more than the devil trying to say good. I too bad cannot stand. Stephanie, you've got so much you can say. And your time's coming again where you're going to say, don't cry. You know.
I have to leave early tonight, and I thought that this would be the best time for me to go. I don't want to disturb another time, you know what I mean? So, good night, everybody. Love you. And
Sure.
I can understand that. I understand what you're saying, but you want them to speak up, and then when they speak up, then you're saying they're talking too much. So what is people supposed to do?
How long, what is our time limit?
Yeah, I feel too, Bible study should be something, or else have once a month to where it is mostly a lot of giving out feedback, sharing, because there's not hardly ever any time for us to just give out and share out some things that are happening with us, because we nose to the grindstone all the time. We can't just always be like this. We got to share. I got to agree that we got to have some time that this is what we look forward to sharing our lives.
I know what Sister Jones said, but that's wrong too. To just have a meeting where we can all share ends up in a gossip session. That's what always happens.
Well, I mean questions and answers, and to where
She
there's
means around the
time.
Bible.
I'll get you one. Every time you have a bunch of women get together, or men don't pray, just very few men pray, but women will pray. But almost in every case, not almost in every case, a prayer meeting is soon going to be destroyed, because what happens is it stops with prayer, and people start to talk about this person, that person, that person, and after a while, the Spirit of God is quenched and grieved, and the prayer meeting is destroyed. So anything that's of God that's going to be talked about, Satan's going to get against it. Back to military once again. You don't go out and go win the battle, fight the ones who are dead. You don't go out and go to the hospital and fight the ones that are sick. You don't go out and fight against the ones who don't care. You don't go out and fight against babies. You go to the front line soldiers. That's where you're going to go at. So what I'm trying to tell you is we've got to expect this kind of stuff. But we've got to be men and women enough, strong enough in God, that it was something else said, Todd Morris, Todd that works for me today, he's not a Christian, but he said something today that really struck me. He said, you know, he said, the older I get, he said, the more I come to a place, he said, where I refuse to get in arguments. I said, that's good talk. So what we have to do is, I've been shot down, cast down, so forth, told to get out, get anything and everything there is, not to come back. I didn't want to be born.
You're not a girl.
I need a girl.
It's different. Girls get upset. I'm sorry. But if you would let us know what our allotted time is to talk, like if it's you know, 1 minute, 2 minutes, you know, then I can look at my watch and go,
Well, then let's do something here right now.
I'm sorry,
Let's
it just kind of hurt my
set a
feelings.
time limit right here tonight, that 2 minutes is long enough.
Okay,
Somebody say,
Thank you.
somebody say 2 minutes.
then I can go by that, see? I just like to have a time limit, and then that way I can look at the watch, and I can know without somebody, you know,
Do you,
being kind of rude.
see, don't you remember back a couple of years ago where these two guys from a certain church in this area came and said, when they asked me, asked me if they could sing some songs when they come back next Thursday.
Yeah.
I know, you always tell that, and they sell them too long. Listen, you tell me 2 minutes, sir, I will do 2 minutes. And I didn't mean to get so upset, but it seems like every single time I go to talk, I get like that, and it's almost like, oh, there she's talking, you know?
Yeah, it's like we won't bear with you. And
And I know
I agree.
it seems like maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like it's always.
everybody's different. You share longer, others share shorter.
And
It's just
now
the way
that I
it
know
is.
that it's 2 minutes, I will stick to 2 minutes. I am not rebellious. It just, the way you said it tonight hurt my feelings. I'm sorry, and I forgive you. You didn't mean
What did I
to.
say?
It's my fault. I'm an emotional woman, whatever, you know.
What did I say?
What did you say? You said, oh, you cut me off and said, okay, or something, I don't know. You said something, maybe you just said me wrong, maybe it's just me. I'm sorry, everybody, that I just got so upset. But it seems like every single time I get like, it seems like it's just me. But I always get like this, you know, oh no, here she goes again, she's gonna talk.
You weren't,
know?
yeah, you weren't able to finish, and he was already looking the Annabelle's way, getting ready to okay her to cut in, as what I saw.
Right, and see,
I'm glad it wasn't me.
And I felt like, well, I only talked 2 minutes tonight, you know, 2 times, and a lot of people have already talked like 5 times and stuff, and I'm not going by that. All I need to know is, I can talk, if I can talk for 2 times during a Bible study, and it's 2 minutes long, I will stick to that, and I'm sorry for getting so upset, and I'm sorry for disrupting
Bible
everything.
study is for everybody to make a statement, whatever it is, but we cannot ramble on forever.
Right.
I've been in this thing going on 39 years, and I've seen it. I was taught Sunday school ever since I got saved. And in every case in Sunday school, I have to override them. I have to say, okay, let's move on. So different times, so forth, even when my wife was saying things, so I said, Brother Michael was trying to be polite, so I, Brother Michael, you know, trying to get him to go ahead, because you have to do it. Because if not, you do not have order.
Well, now we know. Now we have the time, and it's official. That way we don't have to be like cut off, you know?
In other words, just keep in your mind, everybody has, what Princeton says, he said, how's it come you all have a song, you all have a doctrine, you all have a vision, you all have this and that. He said, let it be done in order. 2 or 3 at the very most. So what we have to understand is this here. We've all got to just cool sometime and let the Sunday school teacher or the minister teach or whatever, because if we're having a Bible study, go get the Bible here. I love you, okay? I know you love me too. So Brother Mike, go ahead. Now, what, yes?
I just wanted to, Stephanie, I don't know if you misunderstood me when I was saying, you know, when you were talking, and I wasn't sure if Brother Humphrey was going to let me talk. So all I was trying to say is I'll keep it short and sweet, because I knew he wanted to move on. But I didn't mean anything against you. I want you to know that. I didn't mean, I wasn't trying to offend you or say anything.
Sorry.
That wasn't. But I wanted to apologize if I offended you when I said that.
Okay, thanks.
So, you know, we already seen,
The only reason I said that because I didn't know if he was gonna.
Gina.
I'm all right, everybody. I'm sorry. I love you all too.
See, Gina said she had to be sure, told me that she had to be girl.
Right.
But I'm going to speak it straight out. She left with an attitude. Okay, because why? Of the spirit. Okay? Those people don't know how to handle spirit. So we have to stand strong in the devil. The devil trying to destroy us. We got to realize that. So say amen. I mean, the devil clap his hands if you never come back anymore. The devil clap his hands if Gina never come back. The devil clap his hands if Sue never come back. Well, Brother Hunter comes on too strong. You know? What do you want me to do? When Bella has to be a little pussycat.
Be a little bit nicer, because we're ladies.
I know.
We're humans, we have to be.
Sister Jones,
We're on earth, and
Sister Jones, she's on your side all the way. Do you realize if anybody in here had to take a correction, and I had paid Sister Jones, I'd come on against that woman.
Well, I almost hung the phone up on Sunday. I could have spit nails. And he said, "You're in rebellion," and that made it worse. I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't know if I can do
I
this."
heard her screaming and so forth, and I
Said more power to
children
you.
and so forth, you know, like that.
But I submitted,
I'm
But
sorry.
one thing about her,
and God worked out.
one thing about her, I can chew her out and just tell her straight out, and she'll cry and go through. She's not like she used to be. My God, she used to be a basket case. Now, I can say something to her and she'll, yeah, whatever.
Well, the sooner I line up, the better it is all the way around, because if I don't line up, then I'm gonna be a total miserable cutoff, and then where am I gonna go and who am I gonna say? So I better stick with what I got, it's good, and just kill the flesh and soon, just get right in there, plug in.
Question before Brother
And go.
Michael starts here again. Question for you all. You want me to keep control of everything, or you want me to just back down?
No, I would like to, like what you said,
Yeah.
if we know
Yeah.
that we are allotted 2 minutes, and we can look at our watch, and we can say, okay, we can talk 2 times during a Bible study for 2 minutes long, you know, then that way it will keep
Yeah.
order, and we don't have any
Yeah.
of this, you know, where you're
Everybody
gonna
go
up
like
and
this.
somebody.
Everybody go this way here.
It's been established.
Everybody, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, what, 2 times, right?
You sure that
Each
ain't
person
peace?
has 2 times.
Well, no, you can go as many as you want to. But here's what Chris says. But in course, everything in course. In other words, it doesn't mean, okay, you read one verse, now I come back in, you read the next one, I come back in, you read the next one, I come back in. No, we can come in, and he says 2 or 3 times at the most. So 2 or 3 times, you know, but everybody has something to say. Go ahead, brother. Hallelujah.
Where do you go from there, huh?
Well, we needed this. I feel we needed this.
Yeah, it needed to be
because
established.
This isn't the first time I've been offended, but it just really hit me hard here tonight, so sorry. And I'm glad we got it all out. I'm glad I don't care. I'm glad I broke down. I'd rather have it like this, you know, because it says if somebody offends you, you're to go to that brother, you know, and I was offended.
You gotta realize you're human. I'm human, I'm a person.
And guys don't understand what it's like to be a girl. Girls really get upset because,
You
you
think
know,
those women are not like men?
I know you say that all the time.
we're not.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, going back to what I was talking about, let's see, verses 5 and 6. Chapter 18 says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she has rewarded to you, and double unto her, double according to her works in the cup which she has filled to her, double." As I was saying, in the Old Testament, in the Old Covenant, you paid back somebody exactly what they took from you. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That means the punishment is not to exceed the crime. Well, in this scenario, when it comes to trampling on the grace of Christ and slaying those who follow Christ, there is going to be a much greater penalty to pay, as was written out in Hebrews chapter 10, verses 26 through 28, I believe it was. Yes, God, I have long believed that when Christ comes back, He'll judge every sin that's not in the blood, but He will not judge every sin equally. Some sins, some offenses are going to carry a greater penalty than others, and the offense that God is going to pour His fiercest wrath down upon are the ones who persecute and kill His followers, just because of their faith. Romans chapter 12 says, "If somebody persecutes you, to love them in return, and don't seek revenge, for God says, I will be your avenger." Right now, we're seeing God follow through on His word, and He is going to be an avenger when the time comes.
he made a statement here, like, he that received much of what required. So that little girl, God don't expect much out of her, because she's just big. If you take me, you take Sister Stephanie, you take most of us sitting here, we're not getting away with it. But we know better. So this is why God wakes back, since he wakes at the time of our ignorance. So when he said we're going to be judged differently, that's exactly what it means. So it does not mean one sin's going to be greater than another sin, but it's what we're going to do with what we have is going to judge us with. Sin, adultery sin, whatever sin. But if I have received much from God and I do not use what God gave me, I'm going to pay a price for that. So say amen. So we can't just say, well, I'm just going to lay at home and eat buns, or this and that. No. We've got to be about our Father's business. And it takes every day. And it takes much persecution and many trials and so forth. Sister Jill went away this weekend and so forth, and it didn't go too smooth for her neither. So she come back, all heavy heart and this and that. And my wife this whole week here, she went through a little hell, coughing and choking, not sleeping, this and that, and so forth like that. So we all go through something, but
We do for people. I even break down sometimes and just cry.
But she got dressed tonight, and I said, man, she looks pretty, because all day and all night, so she was sitting up and not coughing, not sleeping, so coughing all night long. So, and I was literally shocked when I came in the house a while ago, and she was all dressed up. I said, wow, you look so pretty. But how many of the Bible says, he that endures to the end? I told you, it ain't going to be easy. So, we all got trials we're going to have to face. And, so just got to keep on keeping on. Oh, one thing before Brother Michael goes back into anything, I want you to take notice of something very strange. Chapter 16, 17, 18, and 19 deals about Babylon, the harlot. Isn't that strange that we have like 4 chapters here that talks about that very whore? There's less chapters talking about the marriage son of the Lamb than there is about this great city, the harlot. Isn't that strange? And how many know God hates that sin? We've got to come up among it. Go ahead.
Verses 7 and 8. Continue. Whoever's got the microphone.
It's off. It's off. It's squealing. So just talk real loud, whoever. What verses, Michael? I'll take them.
7 and 8.
How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she hath in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly burn with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her.
Very prideful spirit in this whore, this harlot. And reminds me of the attitude, I'm sure we're all familiar with the story of the Titanic. When it was constructed, the builders were just so proud of themselves and what they created, declaring it unsinkable. Even
You say God moves.
yeah. Some even pointed to the heavens and says, God, look what we built. Yeah. And what happens gets sunk on its maiden voyage. I mean, even though they were warned about icebergs, they just dismissed them. Then either they didn't take them seriously or they just thought, no, iceberg's going to sink this thing. But anyway, this is God's attitude towards the prideful spirit, who towards any person or any city who just says nothing can touch me. Yes. All right. Verses 9 and 10.
Nice and loud.
There's a mic there.
Is this
I turned it off. It's squealing.
Okay.
9 and 10. kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived this, what is that? I know it, but I can't think.
Deliciously?
What?
Is it deliciously?
Deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Okay. Just so much of Jeremiah chapter 50 is just coming through this destruction of the fall of Babylon. Jeremiah chapter 50 and 51 talks all about the fall of Babylon, and that of course is prophesying ancient Babylon, but at the same time it was also prophesying future Babylon.
It also lines up with Isaiah 37 and 38.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Isaiah what?
I think it's Isaiah 37 and 38. Let me check on that.
What's it say there?
Pretty much the same thing as like Jeremiah 50 and 51 and Revelation 17, 18.
See if you can find that while I'm sitting here. You take notice that it says Babylon, how's Babylon going to be destroyed? You just read it a couple times. How's it going to be destroyed? You take notice it does not say this time stars will fall in heaven or anything, but it's going to burn. And how quick will that take to be burned? How long does it take?
1 day.
1 day.
1 hour. In 1 hour. So, how's this thing going to burn? Did anybody ever think of that? Well, what do you think might happen that cause that city to go from a thing in 1 hour?
A nuclear attack.
Oh, it's 47. I'm sorry.
It's
47.
very good.
Yeah, Isaiah 47. Of Babylon, sit on the ground, and in there, I think it talks about I sit a queen and no. But if you read that, it's a lot. It's very similar.
Let's go ahead.
It also says famine, and remember I was telling you about, with California and the drought, because I believe it's just going to get worse. I mean, it could affect other states. I don't know.
Well, something else we need to remember too. Remember at the same time the sun's going to come so hot. We read that last week. The sun's going to come so hot it's supposed to be very fresh on the run and hide. So the disaster is going to be up on the earth. Could it just catch on fire? Does anybody remember when we bombed the atomic bomb?
Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Yeah. That was one bomb, but in Germany, they go bomb Nuremberg. And it did just as big as that atomic bomb. But how did they bomb it? Destroy this whole city? They flew around it and dropped bombs around the city. And once they started to burn, the whole inside sucked it up like a tornado.
That was London.
Nuremberg, Germany. I was there because it's something to see that even the stone buildings and stuff. It just literally just sucked the pieces almost like a tornado. So this heat is going to burn that place in 1 hour. I think somebody said something like nuclear or something like that.
Sounds like a nuclear bomb.
Nothing nuclear. This is good. God's doing all the way through. Go ahead.
Krista, the one's been coming to our meeting, she put out, and you saw it probably on Facebook, an article about fire tornado. Never heard of it. A twister comes with fire and it just set things on fire. I've never seen such a thing. So something like that too. God can send fire.
Fire and brimstone, so we don't know if we need to do something like that. What the hell was fire and blood? Did you find that?
Yeah, it's verse 8. It says, Therefore Hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Oh,
See, that's
exactly
what she said, that's almost exactly what she said. She said, I said it to Queen.
Well, what do we say? You can't mess with the red, white, and blue and all that kind of stuff.
Braggadocious, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because when we hit the Twin Towers, what happened? We would build
National
greater.
Isaiah, they were quoting Isaiah
Yeah,
9.
it was, I have these CDs of deliverance prayers, and one of the strongholds that breaks down is haughtiness, and the things that and in haughtiness you got to renounce professional pride, and then national pride, and then regional pride, and all spiritual pride, and I was like, national and regional pride. I mean, I just never would have imagined that'd be a sin. You know, aren't you supposed to love where you're at? But the idea of we're better than you, I mean, that's fine for a sporting event, but beyond that, yeah, I see what they're saying. Alrighty.
One more thing, he said about national pride, national pride. That was one thing in our outfit that was bad. You could say it was good. We had such pride. Because we was considered the very best, and they would beat into our heads. That you can take any such and such man and so oh, we can do such. And that pride got into us. Buddy, I tell you what, when you walk into a bar room or walk down the street, so everybody better run. We'll walk in pride, we're 82nd here. We're special forces, we're power troopers. So here we are for that pride. But you know what? I look in the mirror now, and I don't see that same man anymore. I'm prideful, both sisters. I look in the mirror now, and I see something that used to be something. Ain't there no more. So God knows how to humble us. When my buddy stopped by yesterday, and he said, I heard you were very bad shape. Yeah, things happen. He was like a skin bone himself. 2 of our friends, class friends, died the day before. He said, there's not too many of us left anymore. I said, no, there ain't any. I said, but are you ready to go? No, I know. But how many know that thing called age? How many people, how many women are so beautiful in their young days? Men. I mean, not with me, but what's his name? That big actor, Burt Reynolds. Man, I thought he used to be a handsome guy. Have anybody seen him?
Oh yeah, just the other day I saw a picture of him. I couldn't believe it was
Did
him.
he have cancer?
I don't know, but he looks like it. Wow.
He had cancer.
Cancer or AIDS.
I didn't even know he was
Yeah.
still alive.
Yeah.
But all these, I mean, time God says, I'll let you live. I'll take your pride right out of you. I'll just bring you down. Now, we might flex it now. So when you see young girls and movie stars and all this and that, like Angie Dixon. Anybody remember Angie Dixon?
Yeah.
Back in my days, she was the most beautiful woman in the world. I mean, she's beautiful. You seen her back a couple months ago. Honestly, God, I'm not being mean. I don't think I said any woman is ugly. It's what she is. But, you know, she can't talk about how great she is now. Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali. What did he used to say? I am the greatest. He's a vegetable now.